Happy Monday. Steelers lost. That's fine. I'm not upset because I wasn't playing. I didn't lose money. I didn't make money because I'm a teacher. So I'm more focused on this. No, I don't bet. So we are in Unit 1B. Still doing geometry. But this time now we're focusing on one small part of geometry. We're focusing on area. Okay? This is day 2. Today is about parallelograms. On Friday, we talked about 2 different figures. We talked about squares and we talked about rectangles. I told you on Friday that there were 2 formulas or 2 ways to think about rectangles. Area equals length times width. That is what most people would use, length times width. Mathematicians over the years, though, have been trying to get out of the habit of teaching, especially younger students, length times width. Because everything is based off of a rectangle. Triangles, parallelograms, trapezoids, kites. But we don't want length and width. We want base and height. So we said on Friday that we knew what the word perpendicular meant. And I'm going to adapt this a little bit for our means today. Perpendicular for area, we're going to say 2 segments, and I'm going to put in parentheses sides, that meet. What's a better word for meet for math? If they're meeting, they are intersecting. Very good, Leighton. 2 segments that meet or intersect and form a right angle. And a right angle is 90 degrees. Are we able to see this? Yeah, we are. Excuse me. So, we've learned about perpendicular before. We know that it could be 2 lines, 2 rays, 2 segments, but just for our purposes, we're going to call it 2 segments, 2 sides of our polygon that are going to intersect and form a right angle. Okay? We know right angles are 90 degrees. They have that box in the corner. That's what we have. Okay? Everybody still with me? I can't stress this enough. For rectangles, squares, parallelograms, and, even though we're not doing it today, and triangles, we only want the perpendicular sides. We are only worrying about the perpendicular sides. That's it. I don't know how you want to make sure that this is important to you, but you need to make sure that it is important. Okay? This is how we're going to use to find for rectangles, squares, parallelograms, and triangles. We only need 2 sides to find the area of all 4 of those shapes. We only need 2 sides, but those sides have to be the perpendicular sides. Does everybody understand that? Perpendicular, meet, form a right angle. Okay, here we go. Area of a parallelogram. The formula for the area of a parallelogram is A equals. Anyone want to take a wild guess? Beautiful. Area equals base times height. Area equals base times height. We know the base and height meet to form what? A right angle. The base and height will always be perpendicular. Listen again. The base and height will always be perpendicular. Those are the sides that we need. The perpendicular sides. So let's do an example. Okay, let's do an example. Here's my parallelogram. We know it's a parallelogram because the opposite sides, both pairs of opposite sides, are parallel. And we're going to have this. 7 inches, 10 inches, and 4 inches. So we have 3 different measurements. Oh man, it's kind of stinky. Because Elizabeth, how many do we need? We have 3, but how many should we have?
4.
Not 4. How many? 2. We only need 2. We only need the base and the height. So now, wait a minute. We know how to find the base and the height. We know how to find this. Because they form what?
Right angle.
A right angle. Look what I'm going to do here. I want to find my right angle. Here it is. It's touching this side, and it's touching this side. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight that. Those are the 2 sides that it's touching. Does everybody agree with that? So immediately I know it's my base and my height. Does it matter which is which? No, they're interchangeable for right now. So I'm going to say area equals. Well, one of them is touching this 4 inches, so I know it's going to be 4 times. But wait a minute, we've got a problem. Is there a measurement at the base or at the bottom of this figure? No. So Renee, how will I find the measurement of this one? Yeah, it's the 7 inches because in a parallelogram, opposite sides are congruent. So if this side's 7, the opposite side has to be 7. So now I've got, this is really my height. This is my base. So I've got 4 times 7. Everybody with me? So now I can say area equals 28 inches squared. The multiplication stays the same. The tough part is finding the perpendicular sides. Okay. So, do I have a parallelogram? Yes. Opposite sides are parallel. I've got 3 measurements, 4 meters, 2 meters, and 3 meters. I want to see if you can find the area. Try it. Then we're going to explain how you're finding the area.
When you're done, maybe just kind of raise your hand so Mr. H and I can come over and peek at your work, okay? When you're done with this, kind of raise your hand so we can come around and see what you have. Please.
Good. mean to have a unit. Good. 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 Oh man, I'm impressed so far. I am impressed. I'm loving it. And we're going to be done with this. Close. Meters one. Oh, okay.
Those are meters. The unit's meters, guys, that's an M. Yep.
Okay, so for the most part, I was pleased. I would say 80% of us have a good idea of what we're doing. I'd like the other 20% to catch up. So here's my key and my hint for this. Find the box. The box, whoa, found it. The box is over here. It's touching two sides. So if I had a different color marker, I would redraw my two sides that it's touching. Why am I redrawing those? Because those are my perpendicular sides. That means those are my bases and my heights. So what two sides do we have to use? Because it's touching those two sides. Leighton?
You have to use 4 meters and 3 meters.
4 and 3 meters. So I would do 4 times 3. And we have to remember that area is always units squared. Everybody with me? Okay.